Yo, hello boys and girls, Nigel here from NigelTry.com again, and it's been a while since I shared a video with you, huh? So, yeah, sorry about that. We were away, and then we got sick, and then we got the kids got something happened in school. So, I want to share with you today's sharing, right? What happens is that for about 4 years, we didn't have the chance to go back to Malaysia because of the COVID. COVID was about 3 years, then we have a kid and things like that. So, after 4 years of not going back to Malaysia to visit family and friends, we got the chance to go back, I think, early September. And it was really nice to meet my grandma again. My mom's side of the grandma, she's 86 years old. And I met about 2-3 families of uncles and aunties and their children who could make it. And it was really nice just meeting up with them, it's like, oh yeah, it's been so long. And then eating together. And then, of course, trying out different foods. We went to Chichongkai, we went to different roads and alleys and places to eat. But what really stood out to me, on top of what we ate and on top of the gathering, was that I heard a few times, alright, from friends and family that they have personal regrets, They regret leaving a country that they was in to go back to their home country. They regret not doing what they like to do, but what they were forced or compelled to do. Okay? And not just one, it's at least two already, I think more. It's quite a similar story, They just, I should have done that instead of doing this. Right? So I got a bit reflective, and it hits close to home, because this is very close to what I believe in about the personal finance, passive income lifestyle, passive income, and early retirement, right? So I got a bit introspective, I got a bit reflective, and I want to share with you how to prevent regret at a later stage in life. So one of the key things that you got to choose what values you want to embody. And this seems a bit vague, right? Because I don't know about your life, right? But where I grew up, my family do not talk about feelings, They don't talk about feelings, they don't talk about hope, their disappointments, where they want to go, where their dreams are. And this approach is great if you just want to float around or you want to coast. It's great for coasting. You don't talk about things, you just be, right? But if you want to prevent regrets, you must know what you want and what you don't want. You see, it's one of the key things that you need to know is that you need to define the values that you want. Okay? So I give you an example, right? One of the values that I care a lot about is about freedom. Okay? It's about my time, flexibility, and ability to choose. Right? This means that I don't want to be stuck in a job. I don't want to be stuck at a workplace. I don't want to be locked in for 30, 40, 50 years because I have to. Right? So that means that I need to generate streams of income that's not tied actively to me being at a table or at a work. It needs to be generated passively. So which is why I'm very big on passive income, right? Okay, my money, my income needs to be generated passively, be it through a business, be it through my investment portfolios, be it through my dividend stocks, be it through my cryptocurrency or whatnot, right? That's number one. Number two, I don't want bloody or shady money, but the money that I earn must be clean. This may mean that I leave money on the table because I'm not scamming someone, right? But I sleep well at night and I'm happy, or I think I'd be okay to meet God in case something happens to me, right? So I want clean money. So these are the two things that drives me, right? So because of these are my two values, that will make it's commonplace to see me prioritize on a daily or weekly basis decisions that, okay, how do I get more passive income streams? How much more dividends should I buy? Which dividend stock should I buy? Should I buy rental properties as well? So these are stuff that I will think about. I will also think about how do I cut back on expense generating activities, right? And I also teach my kids about business and money and how to be free, right? Okay, the reason why this is very important is because if you do not know what you value, then it's very easy for you to be swayed by pressures from your friends, family, school, magazines, TV, you know. If you do not know what values you want, it's so easy to be pushed around. You see, when you coast, the waves will hit at you. And that's not enough for me. For me, I believe you got to be a solid rock, like a mountain. You keep, you know, and then you keep growing from there, right? And then another thing is that it's one thing to identify the values that you want to embody, okay? Be it for finance, be it for love, for relationship. That's stage one. It is awareness and having the values that you care about. Stage two, you got to plan and execute in accordance to your values. If I just talk about passive income and don't do any shit about passive income, if I don't keep adding streams of passive income and then just keep adding on more expenses, then I'm a clown. I'm not growing my passive income lifestyle, you know. So one thing is just the awareness of the values that you want, and the other thing is to take the action consistently over a period of time, patiently, based on the values you believe in. So again, let me continue using the example that I used just now. So I want to live off my passive income that's generated from my portfolio of dividend stocks for now, the crypto for now, right? Eventually, as my investments grow in value, my business grow in value, I will diversify further into other passive income assets. For example, rental properties, right? So, what will happen is that in accordance to my values, that I want to live freely from passive income, then I need to work backwards, right? Okay. So say I want to spend 10,000 bucks a month. I want to have the ability to spend 10,000 bucks a month every single month. So I want my portfolio, my passive income portfolio, to generate me 10k a month every month. Assuming, right, I want 10k a month every month, and assuming my investments make me 5% per year, that would mean I need a portfolio size of 2.4 million. If you take 2.4 million times 5%, that's 120,000. 120,000 divided by 12 months in a year, that's 10,000 a month. That's how you work backwards, right? Okay. Two problems with this. Number one, I don't have a large sum of money. I don't have 2.4 million around in cash. Okay. So to solve that problem, I need to think how to break down that elephant into bite-sized chunks, right? Okay, where I need to earn and invest X amount of money over a Y period of time. Correct? And then the second problem is that I need to consider that I may have to buffer this 2.4 million in case things change. You know, there's more inflation, things change, whatever, so on and so forth. So the question then, now I know that I want to be free. I want to live off passive income. And if I want to have 10,000 bucks a month, I need to have 2.4 million invested in a 5% return portfolio, right? So how do I amass this 2.4 million? I'm being congruent with the goal, the value that I have about money and financial freedom and passive income, right? So how do I amass 2.4 million in the least possible time? Okay, the easiest way, of course, is just to move to a cheaper cost of living area. Maybe because I'm Singapore, maybe Singapore's expensive, I can move to somewhere cheaper. Maybe Thailand, Indonesia, right? Cambodia, you know, right? Or I can just cut down expenses. So instead of needing 10k a month, maybe I can make do with 5k a month, right? If all I need is 5k a month, then my requirement is no longer 2.4 million nest of a passive income portfolio. A 1.2 million is enough, which is much more easily attainable to me compared to 2.4 million, right? So, okay, let's just assume it's 2.4 million for now, right? The key question, how to eat this big elephant of a 2.4 million, okay, is how much I can earn and invest over how much time. That is the simple variable, right? So, for obvious reasons, the more money I can earn, the more money I can save and invest, the faster I can accumulate. A person who can save only 500 bucks a month versus a person who can save 5,000 bucks a month. Big difference. Because it's just a linear graph. If you need 2.4 million, if I can invest 100,000 a month, you know, 2.4 years I'm done, is it? Yeah, no, 2 years I'm done. So it depends how much money you have, right? Okay, the more money you can invest, the faster you can accumulate, right? I feel that, and I believe that the easiest answer is to earn more, save more, and invest more. Because it's easy to control this variable. For example, right, I start a business, and maybe in the beginning of the business, I only earn 1,000 a month, right? And that's enough to just break even, no profits. So I can't invest any shit, right? But maybe in year 2, I can have $10,000 profit, which I can invest. In year 3, I can have $30,000 profits, which I can invest. Year 4, I can have 50,000. So the profits can go up in the business, and I can control the business a lot more, barring extreme situations, but I can control a lot more. Okay. The other way is that you put in more time. Okay. Because of compound interest, when you have more time, your investments can have more profits and you can reinvest over time. But the problem with time is that when I'm 40 years old, I can't wait 40 years to retire. I'll be 80. At 80, I'll probably be dead. So, more time component doesn't apply to me and I'm 40 years old. Yes, maybe I still can, but it's less effective. I can only focus on either earning, saving, investing more, or research or investing smartly. Instead of, I'll go to the next point later, okay? I like the earning, saving, investing more simply because it's easier to run a business, right? Okay, point number 3 is that instead of having 5% per year, right, returns, if you have 10% per year returns, how would that change things? Will it change things a lot? Significantly, right? Significant. Okay, crazy significant, you know, and it's not like a linear significant, it's like an exponential significant. You can save a lot of time. So, but of course, for those who are very inclined to research, right, and you will do really well. I'm not that good with research because I'm kind of broad-based, so most of the way I think are very broad strokes. So I'm more geared towards business. It's easier for me to understand, and I just take whatever amount I have, put into safe investments like stable dividend stocks, you know, some stable blue chip crypto like Bitcoin, in Ethereum, right? And then maybe some Vanguard and maybe some rental properties, and that's it. I'm not going to go all over the place, you know, looking for like a 200 bagger. That'd be nice, but this is my game, right? So that's me, and that's it. But of course, you got to be patient, right? Because I just 2.4 million, right, lying around to retire tomorrow. I have always to invest for another next 5 years. I have a timeline that I want to retire. I'm not saying retire. I want to be financially independent by 45. Okay, I know how much I need at 45, right? I want to don't have to work anymore if I don't want to. I'll still be working, but that's me. But I'm going to be patient. I have played this game of adding and growing my business and investing since I was about 35. So it's about 5 years already. Okay, so I'm consolidating and growing, right? Okay, if my business grow even bigger, I'll reach that faster. I'll probably have more fun, but I'll keep going, right? Can you be patient for 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years? Okay, can you? I can be patient for the next 5-10 years because I've been planning and preparing for a long time already. Okay. Another thing that you need to consider is that you got to resist influence. You got to resist the Jonases. You got to resist lifestyle creep, because a lot of people will have demands of you. Okay. Let me just share with you. Okay. I was once a broke student. Okay. I grew up during that time. I was so broke. My parents had no money. I grew up on cheap instant noodles. It's not even the normal noodles. It's like the really cheap instant noodles. There's terrible flavor, terrible texture, and all I could do, I put some bean sprouts inside and eggs, which because they're cheapest. So maybe you're like me. You come from a long way from being a broke student, and right now you're earning much better. And because of that, you work hard, and you don't be like the broke student anymore. You spend, okay? You deserve it, of course. You deserve it, right? You work hard. But you have to be very careful of lifestyle creep. Lifestyle creep is where you spend what you earn. Barring inflation and rising cost of living, okay, If you earn 3,000, don't spend 3,000. If you earn, what I recommend, if you earn 3,000, spend 2,000, 2,005 at most. Take a good chunk of your earnings, put and invest it. Seriously. Right? Because the investments will work for you for long term. If you spend all that you have, you're just living from month to month, hand to mouth. And it's not going to be pretty, because if you get sick, if you get injured, if something happens that you cannot work anymore, gone. And I can't live with that. I can't. Right? So the way my mind is wired, I'm always wired to see 5, 10, 15 years down the road. And I can't just live for the now. I mean, maybe it's a byproduct of business. I do not know, right? Okay? And it's very easy to fall into this lifestyle creep, because it's all around us. You know, sometimes you see your neighbor, oh, they bought a new car. Ooh, that car is so nice. The nice 4-wheel drive. And you're like, should I buy my second car? Should I upgrade? Or your parents are asking you to buy a bigger house, you know, because you can afford it, you know. Or maybe your friends want to spend on an expensive trip around the world, okay? Or your spouse wanted like a 20 grand, 50 grand gift. I'm not saying you can't. I'm saying that it needs to be budgeted for, and it cannot detract you from your passive income lifestyle goal. Your passive income lifestyle goal needs to be the core that you need to focus on, right? And let it grow. Let your portfolio grow first, and then you live off your portfolio, right? Because once you spend all these kind of things, you buy the new watch, or you buy the new car, your new house, then in the end, nothing changes. Sure, you have a new car. Sure, you have a new house. But then again, after what happens? It's just your bank account shrinking, right? And you have more things to pay for, you know? So, the key to the passive income lifestyle is to save and invest as early as possible. This works for the fresh grads, the babies, right? Your nephews, your nieces, your children, right? Or when you're 20s, right? 30s, baby. You have advantage of time, right? When you have time, it's so easy because you can catch up, and you can use compound interest to just play the game, okay? To prevent regret, you need to know what you want and what you don't want. It's actually a very simple, broad-based perspective. To prevent regret, you must know what will make you regret, and go in a direction that will make you have less or no regret. There will be some, because sometimes you don't see, sometimes it's in a blind spot, but you need to know the values that you want, the future that you want, and you need to go in that direction. For me, when it comes to NigeriaTrader.com, I am very big on the passive income lifestyle. So I will always talk about how to add more passive income streams, how to remove more expense streams, you know, how to teach my children how to invest more, earn more, how to have a life that is meaningful, that is just not locked into an employer, not locked into a workplace if you don't want to. I don't want to regret when I'm old, and I don't want you to regret when you're old. Because when we are old, right, we can't catch up. When I'm 60, 70, 80, it's too late. Right now, when we're 30, 40, right, we still can do shit, right? And that's why you need to anticipate, you need to choose what values you want, and you need to go in the direction. You go for it, right? That's it. That's all I have for you today. If you got a question, just hit me up in the comment down below. You can email me. That's all. Take care.